From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast with Wish TV's Kylie Conway. A Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, I'm Kylie Conway, and this is your News 8 Daily 8 for Thursday, April 27th. Mostly clear to start the day. Some clouds will increase throughout the day to get ready for our next rain system. Showers are going to move in closer to the evening commute, so that's good news. We were expecting it a little earlier, but we should have plenty of hours of dry today. So the activity will continue into early Friday morning. The rain overall is going to stay on the lighter side. By early tomorrow morning, most of central Indiana could see a half to 1 inch of rain. Highs today are set to top out in the low to mid 60s. So a little bit warmer than yesterday. Many in Brownsburg are shocked by the accusations against 5 faculty members at Brown Elementary. They're charged for what happened to a special education student during lunch in February. Police say a teacher told a 7-year-old who is nonverbal and has special needs that if he vomited, he would be forced to eat what he threw up. Police say a second teacher then provided a tray, a third staff member provided a spoon, and the child was told to eat what he vomited. Police say 2 other staff members saw it happen. Teacher Sarah Seymour and aide Deborah Knipe are both charged with neglect of a dependent and failure to report. Failure to report charges are also in for teacher Julie Taylor, aide Kristen Mitchell, and Megan King, a behavioral technician who works for the school as an outside contractor. The district says Seymour and Knipe have been fired. The others are on administrative leave pending review. 2 people now face charges in the abuse and death of a 2-year-old girl in Indiana. Police found Oakley Snow's body in a drawer of an abandoned building in Morgan County last Friday. Marion County Prosecutor Ryan Mears announced charges against Roan Waters and Madison Marshall yesterday. Madison Marshall is Snow's mother. She's facing charges of neglect of a dependent resulting in death and assisting a criminal. Waters is Marshall's ex-boyfriend. He's facing a murder charge. Officers arrested Waters on an outstanding warrant in Colorado last month. Marshall was arrested in North Carolina and extradited to Indianapolis. She told police Waters killed Snow at a home on the south side of Indianapolis in February and told them where they could find the body. Mears says the prosecutor's office is now working to get Waters extradited to Indianapolis as well. A man is dead after a shooting on the near north side of Indianapolis. It happened just after 10:30 last night. Police say they found the victim in the middle of Broadway Street near 30th. Police haven't released the name of the victim or said if investigators know who shot him. A measure to create a state-funded handgun training program for teachers is on its way to Governor Holcomb's desk. The state Senate gave the bill its final approval yesterday. If approved, lawmakers say the 40-hour training would be optional. It would include topics like learning how to defend yourself and others, especially in active shooter situations. Supporters say the measure would help prepare teachers. Critics say they don't want more guns in schools. The state's mental health system is headed toward a major expansion and should soon have more funds to do it. State lawmakers released their final spending plan yesterday. The plan includes $50 million for each of the next 2 years. The money will fund the 988 system and certified behavioral health clinics meant to support it. Lawmakers say the money's coming from last week's unexpected jump in tax revenue. The Indiana legislature is expected to vote on the budget sometime later today. A bill raising the nation's debt ceiling is headed to the U.S. Senate. The House passed it by a very narrow margin. 4 Republicans joined all Democrats in voting against it, leaving just a 2-vote cushion. Speaker Kevin McCarthy then challenged Democrats in the Senate who have said that the House bill stands no chance of passing.
The president can no longer ignore by not negotiating. Senator Schumer, if he thinks he's got a plan, put it on the floor. See if you can pass it, and then we can go to conference. But now, the president can no longer put this economy in jeopardy. We lifted the debt limit. We've sent it to the Senate. We've done our job, the only body in here that's done theirs.
The House bill would raise the country's borrowing limit by $1.5 trillion while imposing major spending cuts. President Biden has said he'll only sign a debt limit bump that has no strings attached. Now to the shortage of medication for ADHD. Licensed psychiatrist at Washington University, Dr. Greg Mattingly, is offering some perspective. The medication shortage is affecting millions of children, teens, and adults in the United States diagnosed with ADHD. It's a neurodevelopmental disorder that often causes difficulty with paying attention, controlling impulses, and increases hyperactive behavior. Late last year, the FDA attributed the medication shortage to manufacturing delays, but medical experts say supply and demand are also to blame, plus an increase of ADHD diagnosis following the pandemic. Some experts suggest that alternative treatment options could be a better solution, like the use of once daily long-acting medicines.
It's led to a shortage in short-acting stimulants, and in particular Adderall. The good news is the field was already trying to move away from using so much short-acting stimulant. Short-acting stimulants work, but you have to take them multiple times a day, and they have a higher risk of maybe abuse, misuse, or diversion. So we were already moving away from the short-acting stimulants, and I think this shortage right now of short-acting stimulants is going to increase our use of those once-daily long-acting medicines that may actually be a better treatment option for some of your symptoms.
The American Academy of Pediatrics recommends medication as one foundational treatment for ADHD, along with therapy and lifestyle changes to better manage symptoms.
It is my motion that the representative from House District number 100 will no longer be admitted to this floor, House anteroom, or House gallery for the duration of the session until the 68th legislature adjourns.
A transgender state lawmaker in Montana is now barred from the House floor. Republicans in the chamber voted yesterday to kick Zoe Zephyr out. The move came after Zephyr told her colleagues they would have blood on their hands if they banned gender-affirming care for minors. House leaders told her to apologize or face a ban.
So when I rose up and said, there is blood on your hands, I was not being hyperbolic. I was speaking to the real consequences of the votes that we as legislators take in this body.
The vote means Zephyr cannot be part of floor discussions, but can vote and participate in committees. The conflict between Zephyr and House Republicans has led to several protests, including one Monday that led to 7 arrests. Former President Donald Trump has lost his attempt to prevent Mike Pence from testifying about their conversations. An appeals court rejected a motion from Trump's team, clearing the way for Pence to appear before a grand jury. Investigators are looking into whether and how Trump tried to have Pence overturn the 2020 election and conversations ahead of the Capitol insurrection. Pence has previously said he will comply with the subpoena.
Drivers to your cars, drivers to your cars.
This is one of the beautiful things about this sport. You have the highest life form on the planet operating the most technically advanced bit of transportation equipment on the planet.
The thrills, crashes, and high-stakes drama of IndyCar premiere tonight in a brand-new documentary series on Wish TV. It's called 100 Days to Indy. It aims to show viewers what it takes to get to the Indianapolis 500. This morning, we got a sneak peek at the first episode. It follows IndyCar's opening race in St. Petersburg with a focus on 3 drivers. Scott McLaughlin, who won the same race last year, Marcus Ericsson, the reigning 500 champ, and Joseph Newgarden, a favorite to win the series title. Newgarden talked to Lifestyle Live this week about what fans will experience.
You'll see where, potentially one of these drivers and teams, they should have won the race, and they were the best on the day, but it just didn't work out. And, sometimes when you watch the race live, you don't fully understand those situations. And I think this documentary series, it'll really put a light on, everything that goes into it.
And our own IndyCar enthusiast Scott Sander wrote an in-depth review of the first episode. It's online right now. Go to wishtv.com. You'll find it in the As Seen On section. The show debuts tonight at 9 o'clock on Wish TV. So stick with News 8 at 10 o'clock tonight for an exclusive interview with Marcus Ericsson. And it is NFL Draft Day. The Colts are preparing for the 4th overall pick. The team's on the hunt for a new quarterback. Ohio State's C.J. Stroud, Florida's Anthony Richardson, and Kentucky's Will Levis are currently the top choices on our Wish TV poll. Sports director Anthony Calhoun caught up with all 3 ahead of Draft Day.
Coach Steichen is a great coach, great man. I had a great time with Cam Turner, the quarterback coach, and Chris Ballard, the GM, who's amazing, man. Checks up on me, makes sure I'm straight. So really, I think it went very well.
You said you're going to be in the Hall of Fame one day. Take me through that and just who you are as a player for those folks back in Indianapolis, in case you are Indy bound.
That's just my thought process throughout life. I want to be the best at everything I do. Whether that's I'm making a sandwich with my friends, I got to make the best sandwich. Or if I'm, driving, I got to park the best. I always want to be the best. So just stepping on the field, I feel like I am the best player at times.
I know when I talked to you on your pro day, I asked you about Indianapolis and you getting ready to meet them. You had a smile on your face. How did it go? How did the meeting go with Chris Ballard?
It was great. We had a private workout and we had a quick meeting beforehand. they gave us like a part of a playbook to like study and memorize, and I felt like, did really well with that and made a good impression at the private workout, and then had a top 30 a couple weeks after that. And it was great, connected with everyone in that organization, and was definitely one of my favorite visits I had.
Round 1 begins tonight at 8 o'clock. To business headlines, the broadest measure we have of economic growth is out today. It's the gross domestic product, GDP, and it's expected to show some growth in the first 3 months of the year. However, the growth is expected to be slowing as layoffs occur and businesses pull back on spending. Stellantis will reportedly offer tens of thousands of workers buyout offers. Stellantis cited increasingly competitive global market conditions and the necessary shift to electrification. The Wall Street Journal reports impacted employees will get details about the various offers next week, according to the automaker that owns Chrysler, Fiat, Jeep, and more. Stellantis employs more than 7,000 people in Kokomo. If you still have a Bed Bath & Beyond coupon, you may be in luck. The Container Store is offering a 20% discount off any single item through May 31st for customers who bring a competitor's blue coupon to any store location. Bed Bath & Beyond filed for bankruptcy Sunday and said it would close all of its stores and stopped accepting coupons Tuesday. The Walt Disney Company has filed a lawsuit against Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and other officials. Disney accuses DeSantis with orchestrating a campaign of government retaliation against the company and violating its protected speech. Disney's former CEO said he'd work to overturn a law banning discussion of sexual orientation and gender identity in elementary schools. Then Republican lawmakers passed a bill that stripped Disney of its self-governing authority. A new phrase is catching on, FoodMo, the fear of missing out on new food trends. The poll by One Poll on behalf of Envy Apples found of Americans who use social media, 77% felt food-related FOMO, and nearly as many said they instantly crave food when they see it online. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 for Wish TV. I'm Kylie Conway, online at wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook when you search Wish TV.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast with Wish TV's Kylie Conway. A Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go. Connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening, and be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.